Alrighty, we're rolling. I really should have checked the sound before this, but let's hope it's okay.
The world of knife defense is packed with the dumbest techniques, all of martial arts.
That off. Alrighty, we're rolling. Oh, that seems to be working. And seems to be fine. We've got volume over on the Rings Holland video, so we're just waiting for anybody else to turn up. So we're just going to pop that fucker out. And I'll share this with the world so that they know that we are currently watching. Today we'll be watching, I can't remember this one. Check it. Share. But it's the one where Semmy Schilt takes on Yoshihisa Yamamoto in the main event. Alright, it's out on Twitter. Is loading before it seems to be out on the Facebook. And on the Facebook, and put it in the two other places that I talk about MMA on the internet, and then we'll be ready to roll. We'll just run some Rings Russia in the background while we wait for everybody to turn up. That's that one. That one, and we're going. Alrighty, and we've got someone else on the stream. Lord. How you doing, Lord? Yes, it is. It is indeed Stern Dad Andrei Kopylov. And seeing as we have one person on the stream to talk to, we will start watching some Rings, well, Holland. So this event was actually Rings Holland and Rings Russia sort of stacked together. But I've taken it right through to the point where we switch over from Rings Russia to Rings Holland. Close that. Keep that open. And hit play. And look how happy he is to get his tiny little trophy. I need to open this beer. Akira made us come all the way to Russia to give Stern Dad Andrei Kopylov a trophy, which is delightful. Here we are, Fighting Networks Rings, 6th to the 4th, Sunday. They're going to go to Holland. So we've got some dude versus Valentine Overeem. Two dudes I can't remember the names thereof. Dirty Bob Schreiber taking on somebody. Lee Hasdell taking on Castille. That's a pretty cool match. No idea about either of those two dudes. And Yamamoto versus Semmy Schilt. Dad Andrei Kopylov does indeed deserve all the belts because he's one of the first guys to crack like the image of the unbeatable Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, because that lasted for a very long time, because he submitted him within like, what, 14 seconds, which really made him look like shit, that fella, because he won the Mondials recently, if I remember correctly. But yeah, we got lots of fine people, lots of fine Dutchmen. I should probably pull up the fight card in another window, shouldn't I? I'll pull up the fight card so I can actually tell you who's fighting. And yes, Schilt sort of had a couple of matches over in Rings. Fought twice on Rings Holland cards, from what I remember. I'll load a new window. Hold on. Nice. Google Chrome's doing something weird, so I can't tell you the fight card for the moment. But yeah, he had a couple of matches in rings. He fought two fellas that I remember. He fought our man Yoshihisa Yamamoto. He fought Gilbert Ivell in a match I think he should have won if they were using a decent rule set. Who else did Semmy Schilt face? Not that I can remember anybody else in rings. So they're going to give us a digest match of the few fights to start with. So that dude just got clobbered to death. Rings Holland, that's what I want. And they gave his opponent the match. 1999, Rings Holland. Is this Kings in the Magic Ring? It might have been, actually. Or it might have been Who's the Boss. Got a kickboxing match between these two. Oh, no, we don't. One of them's just in boxing gloves for some reason, which is dumb. Getting clubbed to death by this dude with the green hair. Paul Valens versus Dick Fry. That's not the one we wanted. Getting mount choked from the looks of things. That's awful. You can't have that happen. I can't for the life of me find the fight card, so fuck it, whatever, we'll just be in here. So let's be Dirty Bob or Legendary Holy Bob. It is in fact Dirty Bob Schreiber. Dirty Bob Schreiber recently posted on Facebook, he posted a video of his wife winning like this dingy ass free fight in Holland and was like using it to promote the kids kickboxing class at his gym, which is ridiculous. And I don't know who this extremely tall Dutchman is, but he's not semi-Schilt, he's larger. More muscles, less height. And he's apparently clubbed this other dude into unconsciousness. And here we have another two fellas. This guy is trying to hit a takedown. Weirdly, his opponent wasn't cheating. Is this a Rings Holland event or what? Really nice spinning armbar there. That was really cool. Big nice takedown, right into the spinning armbar. Gets the tap, kicks the dude off angrily. But that was a pretty cool finish. So well done to old mate there. Who we got fighting here? I got no idea. Might have looked a little bit like Ryuki Uyema, but it definitely isn't because he's not wearing purple. Oh, big sidekick right to the fucking face. That's cool. The kids, from what I understand, Dirty Bob's wife teaches the kids kickboxing class. But yeah, that's pretty fucking ruthless, these punches and whatever else. Yeah, gonna have to give old mate the decision there. Oh, for some reason this is going mute briefly. The sound might get a little bit wibbly wobbly here. Alright, so here we have our first match. Valentine Overeem taking on some dude. Hope you guys are excited for Valentine Overeem. Looking extremely huge, as always. I think this might actually be 99. Because if I remember correctly, the opening fight on 1998 was Chris Hazeman versus Valentine Overeem. And that was one of the fights that sort of pushed him over into becoming one of the Rings guys. Because they thought he did really well in that fight. If anybody wants to look up the fight card, they can. But for me, I'm just going to be calling these dudes this dude and that dude, and it'll be fine. Valentine's extremely geometric head. Look at the line of his skull. That is deeply strange. And he is huge. Valentine on the horse meat. Yeah, if you see Valentine Overeem's first appearance in rings, and then like his later life walking around on horse meat, he used to be the big brother, and then whatever horse meat he was on, Alistair got on way better horse meat than him. Alright, here we go. Alrighty, looks like these two guys are going to be kickboxing, narrow stances. Our mate's wearing the The bad boy shorts with the butt eyes. Oh no, he's not. He's wearing tap-out shorts. Well, that's not what we want. Get some real shorts, dude. It's not an MMA event unless someone's got bad boy butt eyes. That's why I wear those shorts. Nice counter that takedown for Valentine Overeem. All Might goes for the Uchigari, the outside sweep. And then Valentine Overeem hits the lateral drop counter. Nicely done. They're going to get stood up there for some reason. I don't understand that stand-up. Maybe somebody punched somebody else on the ground or something that they're not supposed to do in rings rules. The gloves so huge they look like boxing gloves. I'm getting confused. Yeah, the rings are... These aren't the King of Kings gloves. These must be whatever Shujo gloves they could get cheaply. Because the King of Kings gloves, I remember Hazeman liked them a lot because they fit really well. And they were nice MMA gloves. These are not them. They are enormous. Overeem trying to hit the counter hook here. Ooh, C-cut combo, uppercut, overhand, really nice. Hits the knees, good shit. Slothmaster, how you doing, dude? Welcome aboard the stream. A pleasure to have you on board. Look at those hunter shorts. Yes, for some reason I read it as tap out because I'm a moron. Let's see what these fellas do. Oh, brilliant low kick. That one must have hurt like a motherfucker from Valentine Overeem. From his opponent, it was sort of more of a Fedor Emelianenko low kick, sort of coming up at an angle rather than chopping in. So, a bit easier to land, but a lot less damage than those ones where you sling them right in, like pick them all the way up near your head and then drop them into the thigh. Overeem just hurling with extreme power here. You can see where Busrutten got his fighting style from. The Dutch kickboxing style of give people concussions with everything you hit, and then that way you only need to land one punch. Checks that low kick after a sprawl. Nice sprawl from Valentine Overeem. Good to see that he's learned how to stop takedowns, as well as punish them with guillotines, and a nice high kick. Left hook, right straight, very nice. On the right straight. Good jab from Valentine Overeem. I don't know how to do it. Hold on. I'll look up Semmy Schilt on Sherdog, and then I'll work my way backwards, work out who this opponent is. A little bit of skips in the sound for some reason. I've got no idea why. Nice long jab from Overeem there. Flying knee counter, both the guys thinking about it, and Valentine Overeem got higher, so actually landed his. Uses the ropes to set up a nice high kick into a tie clinch here. Over under clinch, and they're going to get broken because the rope's getting involved. 50 Williams, Bob Schreiber, Sami Shibuya, Yoshihisa Yamamoto. This is, in fact, not even 98 or 99. This is Rings Holland 2000 result. Valentine Overeem's opponent here is Faith Kokamis. An interesting name. Ooh, was that a right straight left uppercut with a switch from Valentine Overeem? No, it was a left straight right uppercut, and then he switched stances into southpaw for some reason or other. Really just hurtling in these punches. So Faith getting stuck on the end of Overeem's reach here, but ends a nice culmination of his own uppercuts. Overeem using the traditional Thai defensive. I'm just going to block and stand here. Yeah, not a brilliant one. But look at the fucking danger that Overeem is producing here. Like, stopping takedowns, not getting submitted in a minute and a half. Like, where was this Valentine Overeem during his time at Pride? High kick. Did he just break his own shin, or did he just fall over? No, he just fell over. Just didn't land properly after that high kick. Referee called it a slip, told him to get up. Uppercut. Slothmaster. I always laugh when I see a Brazilian fighter with the name Jesus. Yes, understandably. Nice jabs from Overeem. It's always interesting seeing dudes named like Jesus or Muhammad or Buddha. You're just like, but you know, that's a it's a religious figure. Are you allowed to do that? Whereas this guy is in fact Faith. Alright name. Apparently he's Brazilian. So maybe he's a shootbox guy. Based on the fact that he's attempted one takedown, is content to stand and wang with Valentine Overeem. Low kick, nicely countered by Faith. Overeem Philly shelling with his hands here, that's interesting. 1-2 from Overeem again. Another 1-2 from Overeem. Overeem doing the Rafael Cordero fight method of just walk forward, throwing 1-2s and hooks, and then once you get a hold of the person, butcher them in the clinch. Nice knees from Overeem. Oh, that was a fucking right. And our man Faith is down. Will he get up before the count? He's up. Ready to go. Big, no, he's not. He's not going to fight again. What a dick. I say what a dick. I mean, he just got hit with a fucking horse meat and imbued right hand from Valentine Overeem. I know I, for one, wouldn't be getting up. Oh, and Overeem just shook the hands with, our man, the kingpin himself, Chris Dolman. Yeah, nice knee into that right hand, and he dropped. And I think that's Dick Fry in the corner of Overeem, just based on the sheer fucking size of the human. Both guys getting sent into the middle of the ring for the final decision. Some dude in biker gear standing around. Is that? I hope that's not Gerard Gordeau. If it is, this cunt human Gerard Gordeau. Maybe I'm just... Oh, it is! Fuck off, Gerard! We don't want to see your shit. Everyone, protect your eyes! Gerard Gordeau is here. That was Mario Sperry in Faith's corner, so there you go. That was Dick Fry. I am good at spotting my gigantic human beings. No, it wasn't. It's some other fucking giant. Michael Cromwell, welcome aboard. Today we are watching some Rings Holland. In fact, we are watching Rings Holland 2000. Right, who's on our next fight? I believe this is Big Mo T versus Glenn Bradstrop. Yes, Bradstorp, sorry. So, Big Mo T is our lighter of our two gentlemen, and Glenn Bladstrom is our darker of the two gentlemen. Alright, let's see what Big Mo has. Low kick from Big Mo, and in comes Glenn with a 1-2. Both guys in wrestling shoes, oddly. Hope you guys are ready for some ugly fucking fighting, because this, after all, is a Rings Holland event. It wouldn't be Rings Holland if someone isn't cheating to death. Front kick from Big Mo, gets kick swept by Glenn. Glenn's getting in there with some punches, but being told to stand up because they're in the ropes, maybe? Another low kick from Big Mo T, slides in with a headbutt afterwards, hits a knee. Glenn's coming in, front kick, 1-2 afterwards, Big Mo with a jab. Low kick from Big Mo. Glenn Bladstrop just sort of stiff arming and just throwing haymakers at his noggin. Followed up by a low kick, nice low kick on that one, he had no way of checking that kick. Both these fellas not in the best of shape, which is a shame because we just had two horse meat induced animals. Kick sweep again, getting moved out of the corner. Oh, he punched him in the face on the ground. That's not allowed in rings. You're not allowed to do that. Oh, he's hurt quite badly, Big Mo. The crowd is booing. I'm pretty sure that's a DQ. It is, yeah. So, Glenn Bladstrop throws a punch to the head on the ground, which you're not allowed to do in rings. What are you, a fucking savage? Here in Rings Holland, we're civilized gentlemen. We only hit each other in the face off the ground. And so he will be disqualified. Not what you're supposed to be doing at all. How long are we going to stare at Big Mo on the ground dying? You know what? While we wait for Big Mo to die, I'm going to very quickly advertise. Would you like to demonstrate your loyalty to the Gentleman's Combatives channel to random people you see on the street? If so, buy a fucking t-shirt. They're $10 a piece, and I'll put the, what's it called? I'll put the email you're supposed to send an email to organize that shit. $10 plus postage, so I'll put an email for that organization in the chat below. So there we are. I've officially plugged my merchandise. Also, you can get like customized shit, so if you can see in the background, one of my guys wanted like a knockoff bootleg Pride-ish logo with the Combat Wombat, which is his fight nickname on the back, so I'm making him one of those. So if you want something customized, it costs you an extra $5. So there we go. Advertisement done. That felt uncomfortable, but hey, there you go. Referee explaining to our drunk-looking ring announcer with a... Is that a porno mustache, or does he just have a very shadowy top lip? That this is a disqualification. Here we go. There we are. It is posted in the chat. Who is this? This man in a jacket and a tie? What the fuck? Look at that human being. What the fuck? Oh, no, that's not the address. I'm pretty sure I've got like late onset. Late onset dyslexia because I'm really having trouble typing shit out at the moment. Gentlemen's Combatives. There we go. Buy a fucking shirt. And then we put little asterisks. There we are. There we are. It's sent. Slothbuster. I don't get messages on my Gmail for some reason. Well, that's weird. Sometimes they go to different inboxes, like it'll go to the promotions inbox or check the junk. But most of the time I get what I'm supposed to. So there we are. That is the email. Please send all your spam to that one, because it's not my main one. We've got Dave Vanderveen, who is the more beastly of our two gentlemen, taking on taking on Jareel Venetian. A big fucking right hand. Dave Vanderveen doesn't look very comfortable striking, probably a wrestler. Uppercuts to the body of Jareel. Dave Vanderveen looking kind of like a store brand Batista, rather than based on like that back of the neck tattoo, the muscles, and the shape of his head. Whereas Jareel, long fighter. Yeah, Dave Vanderveen does not look remotely comfortable in the striking. Like you see his right arm, it is cocked out with like a 90-degree angle, and it is held like completely stiff. Big jabs from Jareel. Really solid jabs. Bouncing off the noggin of Dave Vanderveen. Vanderveen just trying to cover up that front one and then chase in afterwards, I think. I don't know what his plan is. Currently he's just getting jabbed in the face and kicked in the leg. Got very thick legs and a little bit of gynecomastia. So I wish to posit the theory that Dave Vanderveen is on steroids. Excuse me. Low kick, jabs. Vanderveen doing a very shit job of cutting off the ring. He's also got an awful early 2000s goatee. Really nice ring movement from Jareel. Well, I say that, like, he's not backing himself in the corners, not getting cut off, he's stepping around Dave Vanderveen's, like, charges. So he has adequate ring movement. He has the basics of ring movement required to be a good fighter. Which are sorely lacking in a bunch of people. So whether or not Jareel is actually like a good ring general in terms of moving around and not getting caught on the ropes, that is not something I know. This ring is tiny. It is extremely small. Like the ropes are just within grabbing distance from anywhere. So I have a feeling that they didn't really like submissions so much in the Rings Holland camp. So they put them in the smallest ring they could possibly find so that the ropes are easy to grab for escapes. Or maybe it just looks tiny because Dutchmen are so fucking huge. Dave Vanderveen, boxing like I was at my last boxing lesson. I went to sparring at Australian top team on Friday and I got fucked up. It was good fun. So I have a nice little black eye. I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera, but yeah, got murdered and I am still extremely sore today. But it's good to be back into it and good to like get murdered at sparring again. It will help me get better at the old fighting thing. Oh, big knee from Jareel. That one wobbled Vanderveen. I think his nose is a little thing. And he's flinching extremely hard at all the feints that Jareel is showing. Like, Vanderveen has shown absolutely nothing so far in this fight. He's just been beaten up. Been shucked off in the clinch. No ring work whatsoever. Just leg kicks. Not blocking any strikes. Not throwing any strikes of his own. He's shown nothing than the ability to eat fists. Now they're leaning half out of the ring. Referee says stop, don't move before they fall out. So I was thinking recently about the advantages of the ring and the cage in terms of like combat sports. So here are my thoughts. You put 5 ropes on a ring. You tie them together in 3 places. You add a 3 or 2 foot lip around the edge of the ring, so if anybody gets tackled outside, they fall on that rather than onto the announcer's table or directly onto the floor. And there you are, you have effectively eradicated any advantage that the cage has for fighter safety. The referees penalised rope escapes. Nice down off that low kick. That was a really nice pair of low kicks. Rattled the knee. Yeah, he's not comfortable on that leg at all, because I saw his knee go a little bit, which is not what it's supposed to do. Look at that nipple! There's a big lump of just extremely bad testosterone slash estrogen imbalance-induced breast tissue behind this extremely meaty man's nipple. It's really not what you want to see at all. Low kicks. Oh, he's actually checking them now after his leg got fucked up. Yeah, very smart, Dave Vanderveen. Anyway, so if you have a 3 foot or 2 foot lip around the edge of the ring, the fighters are just as safe as they are in a cage, and it's way easier to watch. So, why people don't do that, I'll never understand. Alrighty. Everyone's been sent back to their respective corners. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Round 2, here we go. We'll see if there's any more stuff going on from our man Dave Vanderveen. Yes, good. See if he can work stuff up, or whether or not Jareel's just gonna beat the absolute piss out of him till he excuse me, till he dies. That was a weird cough. Just got a little bit of saliva in my throat, and then just decided to nearly die. That's exactly what you want in this time of Rona. Good low kicks from Jareel, good jabs, and now Dave Vanderveen's not even on the front foot. Now he's just going to stand in the corner getting the piss kicked out of him. Really smart, dude. This is exactly what you need to do to win this fight. Nice check and a low kick returned. Front kicks coming from Jareel. Like, isn't he supposed to be a wrestler? He hasn't attempted to shoot. I assigned the wrestlerness to him. He does have a cauliflower ear. I haven't seen a single shot from him. He's barely clinched at all. He's just stood there getting the piss kicked out of him. So I'm going to say that quite often he's won his first few other fights by coming in, winning hooks with his big ham hocks, and then possibly taking the guy down with like a blast double. But here in the confronted with a man he can't just out-muscle, who's not getting cornered. Michael Cromwell, apologies, 2 in the morning here and I'm just quietly vegetating and enjoying the violence. Exactly what I'd like to hear. Everyone should be enjoying violence at all times. Oh dear. After this I'm actually going to record the final of the Battlecade events and send it over to our main man. our main man, the most dangerous man alive today, because there hasn't been anything on the Pride Resurrection channel for a little while. I gather he's been busy with work, organising his most dangerous boy alive today and other things. Hasn't been his priority, so always happy to provide content for that guy. Nice low kicks from Jareel. Another nice low kick. Vanderveen's trying to walk out of his corner finally, trying to get on the front foot, but he's just getting butchered. About 6-punch combo on his noggin there. Another low kick. Vanderveen's Cro-Magnon brain somehow standing up to all this punishment, but yeah, getting cornered, eats the right hand, finally grabs onto the legs, but the ropes ruining everything. Zach George, welcome aboard the stream, dude. A pleasure to have you on here. We are watching some Rings Holland 2000, the second last Rings Holland event, I'm pretty sure. Well, second last like Rings Holland event under Akira Maida's rings. Not sure if Chris Dolman kept it going. Finally, there's a wrestling shot, and now he's deep into a guillotine just after getting the shit kicked out of him for ages. Really using the kickboxer's takedown defense here of falling through the ropes and attempting to guillotine your man. Both of them work, and finally we've got a takedown. Slothmaster, I only really want to watch 90s MMA right now. I don't really care for today's MMA. Honestly, even though I am part of today's MMA, I kind of agree. Oh, so interesting news. I've signed up for a pro wrestling tryout on October the 13th. So that'll be interesting, because I figured I've complained enough about shoot style not being a thing anymore that I might as well try and go make it myself. I've also, yeah, started training again out at ATT, so with the tough motherfuckers out there. So yeah, the martial arts is actually coming back into my life after the sort of extended break I took from it after my last fights and with the coronavirus. So hopefully I can bring change to martial arts and pro wrestling and bring it back to the state it was in the late 90s, or like in just the 90s basically, with sick flying leg scissors and aesthetically superior productions. That's what I want to do, and so that's what I'll be trying to do over the next little while. Vanderveen eats it down from leg kicks. Didn't even fall over, but he was just like, yeah, can I have a break please, ref? Now he's trying to grab a hold, like you can see, like when he's moving forward, if he was actually swinging punches at Jareel's head, yeah, it'd be alright. Slothmaster 101, Kangaroo top team. Not really, it's more like a Lebanese top team out there. There was, so the sparring, I was the only white guy. There was Josh Togo, who's an Islander, and then there were a bunch of guys from the Middle East and with various names. Of course, they're all second-generation immigrants, and Ashkan and Suma Mokhtarian, who run the place. They were from Iraq, I think, originally, before their family came over to Australia as refugees. So, yeah, it's not exactly Kangaroo top team, although, you know, if I bring my Australianness to it, my Ocker Australianness to it, not saying that people who are second-generation immigrants are not Australian. They are, in fact, as Australian as anybody else, given that the fact that they live in the country, obey the laws, and pay their taxes. I'll be bringing my stereotypical Australianness to the team, and whether or not that brings it up in terms of, like, everyone starts wearing those cork hats that dangle, you'll know it's on me. I don't know if Dave Vanderveen's going to walk out for the third round. I know they're going to go to a decision. There's only 2 rounds. That's really weird. But given that he's had 2 downs, they're going to have to give it to Jareel, who is a beefy man. Like, they're both extremely large, but, yeah, Dave Vanderveen, wider, Jareel, taller, and probably weighs a bit more. Jareel telling him he's a tough son of a bitch. He took a lot of punches. Just the fucking state of the guys they bring into the, ring. I'm going to talk as much as possible so that we don't get the Rocky theme coming over the top and ruining it for everybody. Oh, in terms of copyright news, so I've been dealing with a company called Music Video Distributors, claiming videos containing my voice and some old shoot wrestling events. So maybe they picked them up in like old video library. I honestly don't think so. I don't know what they're doing. I think they're just trolling for stuff. Anyway, so I've disputed all those claims, and the thing is, those claims, they haven't done anything about. So if you don't do anything about a disputed claim, the decision automatically goes to the guy who disputed the claim. So, as far as YouTube is concerned, I now own Pro Wrestling Fujiwara-kun, or at least the fights that are posted up. And so now I'm getting stuff of anybody who's posted like a Pro Wrestling Fujiwara-kun. They're like, somebody else is using your content. Should you want to post a claim dispute here, go ahead and go through this. I'm like, fuck off, I don't own Pro Wrestling Fujiwara-gumi. As far as I'm concerned, Fujiwara might, but he doesn't exactly pursue it. Saucemaster 101, a lot of Middle Eastern Australian MMA fighters seem to have strong wrestling backgrounds. Kinda. In terms of like within the circle of Australian MMA, if you're a strong wrestler, you do really, really well. The problem is when you go beyond Australian MMA, you run into Americans who've been doing it all their fucking lives, and you get wrecked. That's what happened to Ashken Mokhtarian, so one of my new coaches. He did really well on the Australian scene. He was 13-2, like it only lost one decision, and like I think it was like his first or second pro fight, like he just got caught, and then after that he just wrecking everybody, and then he went to the UFC and he met Chris Carrasso, and the problem was he'd won all of his fights in Australian MMA, double legging people, power passing, that sort of thing, and he tries to double leg Chris Carrasso, and Chris Carrasso just goes, no, and just sprawls on him the entire time. So while within like our circle of MMA, like we do have wrestlers that look very good, I unfortunately am one of these. Like I've won a lot of my fights courtesy of the fact that I could out wrestle my opponents, or I survived some of my fights that I lost when I was out wrestling my guy. Yeah, and just thinking about, you know, going out into the big wide world, I worry a little bit that my reliance on that wrestling is gonna fuck me over. Quite often the guys that have done better are guys who kickbox and then work backwards to their wrestling, like Rob Whittaker. So Rob Whittaker's like the best wrestler in our country now, because he started out with his kickboxing and then he worked backwards and added like a seriously powerful wrestling game to it. Oh, we got Duke Castille versus Lee Hasdell. Great fight. It was exactly what we want to see. Lee Hasdell, self-professed. Oh, fuck! Drops Duke Castille with a 1-2. Duke Castille walking out, just slinging in hooks. Duke goes over and talks to his corner. Michael Cromwell, that's what the wrestling club in Manchester is like. A lot of Iranians just manhandle everybody else. Yep, seems legit. Because the Iranians love their wrestling. Lee Hasdell beating the piss out of Duke Castille on the feet here. Good to see. I like Duke Castille, but you know, seeing an extremely steroided out dude lose is always cathartic. Whereas Lee Hasdell, one of the like starters of British MMA, really, one of the first guys to show up in any other competition. Proper mixed fighter. Never did super great in rings, but was sort of kept around because they liked him, and he showed up at the rings dojos, from what I understand from Chris Hazeman. So he and Chris, they understood. Like the deal was, if they were going to bring in like an external fighter to rings to see whether or not they want to throw them in the tournaments, they put him up against Lee, and they put him up against Chris. Oh, down has I think Lee Hasdell has dislocated his shoulder throwing punches up against the colossal dome of Duke Castille. That's really bad. So to finish the story, let's have a look here. Let's see how that happens. Oh, he throws that right, and yeah, just gets caught weirdly, and his arm just pops out. That's fucked. Slothmaster 101. Hector Lombard is an interesting mix in that he's Cuban and Australian. I believe he defected. Is that what you do when you're a Cuban? Down to Australia. But apparently he's a huge cunt. Broke some 17-year-old shin with a straight ankle lock in like just a grappling competition he went to. Like, what do? You're Hector fucking Lombard in a grappling comp. What do you do? Oh, you know what? You feel the energy coming from the other guy. You know, put the same in. Make sure he has a good match. Make sure you get like some good stuff in. No, just break a fucking 17-year-old shin. It's cool. And apparently just beats the piss out of people in training too. One of my favourite MMA moments of like the past few years was Anthony Smith fighting Hector Lombard, and then someone asked Hector Lombard what he thought about Anthony Smith, and Anthony Smith is like, oh no, but Hector Lombard's like, I don't even know who that is. And so halfway through the fight, I think the first round Anthony Smith starts kind of slow, looks like he's going to lose, and then the second round just beats the piss out of Hector Lombard. Duke Castille really happy with the win there. But yeah, beats the piss out of Hector Lombard, and then just starts yelling at him at the end of the round while he's punching him. Do you know my name yet, Hector? Fuck you, do you know my name yet? And I thought that was really cool. It's a shame that Anthony Smith just kind of didn't fight in his last match. Who is he up against? Tom Hayes? Maybe? Whoever it was, he just didn't, yeah. I think because he had that, like, I think it was his tibia got broken. It was either tibia or a rib. But yeah, that just fucked him up and he couldn't really, like, perform as well as he should for the rest of the match. What's Hector Lombard doing now? Bare knuckle boxing, I think? Alright, who's next? Peter Verschren versus Rob Van Esdonk. I don't know which one's which. Neither of them have pictures on Sherdock, so we'll have to work it out when they get in the ring. Hector's career is in real low right now. His chin's shot, and that just happens, and that's about time to go. Or just do grappling, or pro wrestling, or pick something other than getting concussions. If your chin is no longer there, there's no point hanging around. So that's Rob Van Esdonk, the extremely tall dude with the flat top. I'll keep an eye on him. And then their other man is Peter Verschuren. Here are some ring girls. So if our man, the Colombian Good Vibe, is watching, there you are. Rob Van Esdonk is wearing gloves. No, not Rob Van. Peter Verschuren is wearing fucking boxing gloves, and Rob Van Esdonk is going to wear the rings matches. Hector should just grapple in his fights. He fell in love with the fact that he can hit extremely hard because he's a muscle troll. And since then, he just hasn't quite been right. Like, I've seen, there was, you know, the fucking meme of Joe Rogan talking about Hector Lombard sprawl, but he wasn't a really good grappler. Like, he just bitching guys like Tim Boetsch. Tim Boetsch is no slouch in terms of wrestling. Like, he can double leg with the best of them. And Hector Lombard just going no, and just sprawling on him, snapping his face into the canvas and then standing back up was incredible. But yeah, he's just not there. He's not smart. He's just fighting like an idiot and behaving like an idiot outside of his fights, which is just a shame. Because I just want to see people do well in life, unless they are behaving like assholes. And then once they start behaving like assholes, I'm like, okay, well, fuck you. You're dead to me. So yeah, Peter Verschuren wearing the boxing gloves, taking on Rob Van Esdonk. He hydrated this morning, I think. Alright, here we go. Let's see what these fellas can do. I don't know why you'd wear... Like, why would you wear boxing gloves in a mixed match? You've got the option to wear gloves with the open fingers, and that's like all the advantage of a boxing glove with none of the disadvantages. Nice takedown by Rob Van Esdonk. Oh, Uchigari into the half guard of Peter, which I reckon is going to be a piece of shit. Passes, punches to the body, which you are allowed to do in rings. Looks at the legs. Yeah, this is classic rings Holland. Grabs the rope escape. Fedor fell in love with striking and he's getting KO'd left and right. Fedor fell in love with his power. He used to be a very good striker. Like his left hook to right straight was lightning fast, and it was really, really straight. It was an excellent punch. And like seeing him kickbox with the Crow Cop, and he won that fight mostly kickboxing. Like he only took Crow Cop down like once or twice, but he was just stopping the punches. Anytime one of those hernia-inducing strikes from Crow Cop would come in, he'd throw back with a 1-2, hit C-cut kicks underneath him, and it was incredible watching that. But then about... I'm going to say is the Tim Sylvia or the Andrei Arlovsky fight. He's just like, oh, my overhand's all I need. And then he just started throwing in overhands over and over again. And he wouldn't, like, he's just completely abandoned technical striking for brawling. And yeah, it just fucked him. Also, he's just too old and his chin's shot. Like, he just got wrecked by Bigfoot back in the day. And then since then, he hasn't quite been the same. Like, nearly losing to Brett Rogers was... As much as everyone was like, oh, look how incredible Brett Rogers is. Brett Rogers was okay. What did Brett Rogers get arrested for, like, 2 days? Like, 2 years ago, Brett Rogers got arrested for, like, attempting to blow a guy in a bathroom, which is really bad. But yeah, people were like, this Brett Rogers kid is incredible when it, like, because he was beating up Fedor and then Fedor just knocked him out. But Brett Rogers wasn't, you know, amazing. He was extremely large and physically gifted, but he wasn't technically incredible. And he made Fedor look incredibly shabby through that entire fight until he just got blasted and fell over. So yeah, as much as people say, oh, the Bigfoot fight was the end of Fedor or whatever, I say it was the Andrei Arlovski and the Tim Sylvia ones. Like, two of his biggest fights and big wins, they were where the end was coming. Peter backing up Rob Van Esdonk into the corner here, landing some punches and some kicks. Rob Van Esdonk grabbing onto a front headlock, hitting a garbage Harai Goshi into a scaffold armbar, pillow armbar, whatever you want to call that one, and gets the win. That was terrible. Learn how to grapple, Peter Verschoen. Fedor's only true base is grappling, like a lot of high value, they only strike for some reason. That one, I can't really explain. Like, I can count... You got any Ryzen? I do have some Ryzen, but I'm not comfortable posting that on YouTube, even within the frame. Because those guys are still an active promotion. I don't want to steal sort of their views and their money. As much as like Pancras is still an active promotion, they will copyright claim my videos and they will post, they will put ads on it. And that's perfectly fine. That is well within their rights. But the thing is, the video stays up. Whereas Ryzen posts takedowns and I don't want to lose my channel. William Colosimo, our man, friend of the channel. Speaking of rings, Holland, Bas Rutten had an interview with William Colosimo, and as did Clovis Dupree. You should check those out over on the MMA community. They are excellent, and I hope you enjoy the stream. You're here in time for the main event, which is Semmy Schilt taking on Yoshihisa Yamamoto. Peter Van Esdonk, not Peter, Rob Van Esdonk, Peter Verschoen looking extremely pissed off at himself for not learning how to grapple. And look at, here he is, the Kingpin. Mylon Hembry, Takada screwed Albright. How so? I don't know about that, because Albright was one of the only guys that Takada ever jobbed to in his entire UWFI run. You'll have to explain your thoughts behind that one. I think Takada screwing Berbick, up for discussion, that one. Takada screwing Albright, Takada screwing, maybe. Takada screwing Yamazaki, fuck yeah. There's this great, there's this Gon Katogi piece. It's on, like, the UWF guys. So, Akira Maeda pulls up in, like, a 1980s, like, sports car. Nobuhiko Takada pulls up in, like, a 1990s sports car at the gym. And then, Kazuo Yamazaki pulls up in this beater of a fucking Ford and gets out and goes training, and it shows like even though he was one of the original guys, even though he's like one of the guys who had the vision for the UWF and stuck with it the whole way through his career, he just got screwed by those two guys on top. And I hope you guys are pumped for Semmy Schilt versus Yoshihisa Yamamoto. I certainly am. Oh yeah, read William Colosimo's interviews, they're really good. I think I finished that thought. I'm not sure if I did. Brain's a little bit scattershot at the moment. Here he is, Yamamoto. Apparently Yamamoto, like, ate whatever he wanted, drank whatever he wanted, smoked a fuckload of cigarettes, and barely ever trained. And, given that, he was an overachiever, but he really should have done way better. Or just not being pushed into the position that he was. Because that 20 minutes with Hickson, like, it's fairly impressive, given that Hickson finished everybody. He even finished Funaki in less time than it took him to finish Yoshihisa Yamamoto, even though Yamamoto was exploiting the rules. Albright should have won the heavyweight championship, but didn't, and they moved him down the card. Yeah, I feel like... Was that a non-title match where they had Takada and Albright fight? I don't know. And Kim Jong-won put Yoshihisa Yamamoto in his place. Damn right he fucking did. And the second part of the Clovis Dupree coming out any day. That is good to hear. I really like reading William Colosimo's reviews. So, not reviews, interviews. So, Yoshihisa Yamamoto, he really should have just done, like, if he'd have trained way better, perhaps he would have been a far better fighter, and then that would have put Hickson over. Or if he just could have fought less dudes. Like, they just tried to kill him in Rings and Pride. They just kept matching him up with killers the whole time, and it's not what you need at all. Like, even and then even when he was given, like, softballs, like, Kim Jong-wang, he lost in, like, 19 seconds, just got blasted by the Aura and Muda Mudas of Kim Jong-wang just coming out and throwing lefts and rights as fast as he could. And like, you can see it in Yamamoto, you can see it in his pro wrestling, you can see it in, like, flashes of brilliance when he's striking, and, like, he was alright, he was a half-decent fighter, but just, yeah, never put it together. William Cosmo, Yamamoto beat Mo Smith. He did beat Mo Smith, and he did DDT, did shoot DDT Mark Kerr. So those are probably, that and the Chris Hazeman win are probably his biggest ones. Mind you, the Chris Hazeman and the Mark Kerr ones are kind of like weird confluences of stuff. So Chris Hazeman had broken his foot kicking the shit out of Carlos Bajedo, hadn't realized it, went back, realized his foot that was kind of sore, went back in the ring against Yoshihisa Yamamoto later in the night, punted Yoshihisa Yamamoto right in the fucking knee and re-shattered his foot, and then that's why he went down. And so he's so mad about that loss, and he wants to go back and do it again. That's the camera angle that we want from the Pride, that we here in the Pride Resurrection Network want. Right in on the buttocks of the ring girls. Exactly what our man... the Colombian Good Vibe wants to see. And here's Semmy Schilt taking on Yamamoto. Semmy Schilt in his terrifying, like, early career shape, where he's still, like, mad shredded and also 7 feet tall. It's an incredible sight. I think at this time was Semmy Schilt the King of Pancras? I think it might have been. Did he beat? Because he beat Kondo for it, and he probably beat Funaki as well. I can't 100% remember who held the King of Pancras. Oh no, he beat Guy Mezia, I think. Slothmaster Brad Koalas smothered Yamamoto with his giant test metals. Yeah. If you think about it, Yoshihisa Yamamoto was basically a rings version of Nobuhiko Takada, a good worker with no mindset of real fighting. It made a transfer to Takado Dojo after he left rings hilarious in hindsight. Yeah, you're pretty right about that one. It's because he was sort of that, because he was that the under guy directly behind Maeda, that probably gave him that mindset of how to approach things, thinking that I'm the toughest, I can do whatever. Even though he wasn't necessarily the toughest, and he definitely couldn't do whatever. William Colosimo was King of Pancras in 11.99 versus Kondo. Yeah, so I think he currently, at this point, was the King of Pancras as well. Alright, here we go. Low kicks from Yamamoto. Like, you can see he's got striking, like, he shoots in low on that single, but gets sprawled on. Like, there is fighting instinct there. It's just, he hasn't got the killer instinct, and he doesn't have the fitness and the live sparring and whatever to be 100%. But yeah, he's getting backed up onto the ropes by Semmy Schilt. Hits a knee. Nice knee there. Sprawling on the takedown. Oh, also, Willie Mong, welcome aboard the stream. Nice to see you. And Marlon Henry, I don't think you've commented before, so welcome aboard. I hope you enjoy watching old fucking fights. Front headlock from Semmy Schilt here. Doing a Yoshihisa Yamamoto in terms of front headlocking up against the corner to prevent a takedown. Like, even if they go down, it'll be broken, so he's fine. Rick, says the referee. Separates the fighters. Alright. Low kick from Yamamoto. Oh, big right straight from Semmy Schilt. Excellent, Marlon Henry. I hope you enjoy. Knee to the liver from Semmy Schilt, and Yamamoto just slips that hook or just ducks under it, probably on reflex rather than any deliberate attempt. And you can see now that he's gotten beaten up a couple of times and he can't hit his takedowns. He's just completely lost. He's got no plan B. Right hand from Semmy Schilt wobbles Yamamoto. Inside low kicks Semmy Schilt right in the knee. Semmy Schilt kicks him in the calf and sends his leg flying. A And now Yamamoto's backed in the corner. Liver shot from Semmy Schilt from like 100 feet away. Knees to the head, knees to the body, and drops Yamamoto down for the first down. Will he get up? 8, 9. Oh, he's up at 9. So, like, he's got fighting spirit, but yeah, just for some reason the matchmakers just wanted him to die. Oh god, dead. Left hook, right knee, left hook, and one dead Yamamoto. And Semmy Schilt pulls out of that last kick because he recognizes that Yamamoto's fucking murdered. And so that is the end of Rings Holland. I hope you enjoyed that, ladies and gentlemen. As always, tune in next time. I will be back on our Oh no, I'm going to do... Next up will be Extreme Fighting 4 over on the Pride Resurrection channel. Then it'll be another old school shoot. It'll be Kazuo Takahashi. And then it'll be back on the Pancras with the second part of our David Moore interview, which will actually be the second and final part, because I realized that it'll take me more than 2 years to get to his next fight, so I'll just do them both now. Marlon Hembry, imagine Albright in Rings or Pancras. That'd be fucking good. I would have liked to see Gary Albright fight legit. But unfortunately, he kind of died before that could happen. Oh god, Yoshihisa Yamamoto is astral projecting into another plane at the moment. He is so fucked up. Yeah, he's wrecked. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that very much. Once again, buy a fucking shirt. I made the screen printing frame, so I might as well use it. I'll post the email you gotta send to, you gotta contact to organize that again in the chat now. gmail.com gentlemen'scombatives@gmail.com. There we are. Buy a fucking t-shirt. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I will see you all next time.